I want to thank you for joining us in our study in the book of 2 Corinthians. Let me just encourage you, if you haven't been following, go back to Monday and Tuesday's message. Actually, even go back to last week's. You might as well go back to the very beginning of our study in 2 Corinthians, because I want you to catch what the Apostle Paul is really talking about. Today we start verse number 15, chapter 4, verse number 15. And the Apostle Paul says this at the very beginning of that verse. He says, "For all things are for your sake." Now, what in the world, all things? Now, who's he talking about? What's he talking about? Well, the all things that the Apostle Paul is talking about here is not all things. It's all the things that have happened to him. All the things that have happened to other persecuted believers. All things as those who have given their lives for the sake of the gospel. All things, for all things are for your sake. What's Paul talking about? They're to help you. The persecution of the saints is one of the greatest tools that has made the Church of Jesus Christ more effective. Now, I've stopped there not because I forgot what I was going to say next. I want you to think about that. Where the Church of Jesus Christ has been persecuted, the gospel has greater effect. Wow. So Paul says, it's for your sake. These things are for your sake. What are the things? The persecution. The things that Paul has suffered. They're for your sake. And then he goes on, so that, and there's those words, so that again. We talked about that, I think, yesterday or maybe the day before. The Apostle Paul uses those words several times in this portion of Scripture. So that the grace which is spreading more and more. Excuse me, let's read this again. So that the grace which is spreading to more and more people. What's he saying? He's saying because of all the things we've suffered, those things are happening for your benefit, but what's it doing? The grace. The grace which is spreading to more and more people. The grace of God. You know what? Let me ask you a question. Do you see grace? Is grace something that you can see? Now, some of you are going to say, well, of course not. But it is. You see, when you see a brother or sister standing in persecution, when you see a brother and sister giving their lives for the sake of the gospel, you know what happens? You have a new understanding of the grace of God. Many years ago, I was in the country of Bangladesh. I spoke at a Bible school that's a hidden underground Bible school. At the end of the Bible school, two young men who were students got in a dugout canoe, and I still see them paddling away. And the man who brought me into this Bible school said they are going to a village that's unreached with the gospel. About 3 months later, I get an encrypted email from the man who brought me to Bangladesh, and he said those two young men have been arrested for their faith. And it looks like they're going to be executed. You know what? Those two young men have imparted grace, the ability to stand on the inside of me. So Paul writes and he says, so that the grace which is spreading more and more, what does persecution do? It spreads grace. It spreads an understanding of the ability of God to stand with you through trials. And so he says it's spreading to more and more people, in other words, to an abundance of people. And then it says, and may cause the giving of thanks to abound to the glory of God. What does persecution do? It spreads the grace of God to more and more people. And what's the outcome of that? And may cause the giving of thanks to abound to the glory of God. People come into a relationship when they see grace in operation, when they see people's lives given over for the sake of the gospel. And what does it cause? It causes worship. It causes thanks, the giving of thanks. And it causes the giving of thanks to the glory of God. Do you want God to be glorified? Stand. When someone comes up and ridicules you and laughs at you and mocks you, if we ever get to the point in the United States where they start imprisoning and start killing Christians, stand. Because in standing, you will see the gospel, you will see the grace of God expand to more and more and more people. I thank God for the people that I know that have suffered persecution. I'm thinking right now of a couple that we met when we lived in Latvia. And this man had gone to prison because he was preaching the gospel. You know what that man was doing? You know what he did into my life? He imparted grace. I had a translator there, and his own father was killed because he was preaching the gospel. He died in prison. You know what? They are imparting grace to me. Let's move on to verse number 16. Therefore, do not lose heart. Don't give up. Actually, this term here, lose heart, and if you're going into the original language here that it was written in, it actually means don't turn and be a coward. What's a coward? A coward is one who runs when faced with an opposition. So the Apostle Paul says, therefore, do not lose heart. Don't be a coward. But then he goes on, but though the outer man is decaying, yet our inner man is being renewed day by day. What's the Apostle Paul talking about? He's saying the outer man. The outer man is decaying. The outer man it means to decay wholly or to perish. How many of you know our outer man isn't going to last very long in light of eternity? So the Apostle Paul says your outer man is decaying, but your inner man is renewed day by day. Let me say this, and we're going to close for today. There's one thing that a persecuted Christian realizes and knows in the depths of their understanding, and that is their inner man is being renewed every day. Persecution cannot kill the inner man, but it can cause the inner man to be stronger than ever before. Think about your inner man today. God bless you. Thank you for watching.